Welcome to Conditional.
Hey guys, welcome back to Coder Station again. Today in this video, we are going to see the next part of our branching part, which is on if, else if and the nested if statements. So let's first see the recap of what we have done in our previous video. So in our last video, we have seen what is branching, the types of branching, if else part with its syntax and examples, as well as the applications which we have seen in our previous video. So if you have not watched our last video, I request you all to please watch this. So in this video, we are going to see the two main concepts of branching, the if else if part and the nested if part. Before starting, we are going to see the types of branching again. So there are two types of branching, conditional branching and unconditional branching. In conditional branching, we have the if, else, else if, nested if, switch, and in the unconditional branching, we have go to, break and continue statements. So let's start with the if else if part. So in our last video, we had a detailed explanation about what is if and else. The if is a part in which it has a condition. If the condition is true, then the body of the if will be executed. Otherwise, the else body will execute as the condition is not true. Whereas in if else if part, it is an extension of our previous if else portion. Here, if the condition 1 is true, then the else part will not execute. But if the condition is false, then we will move on to the next part, which is the else part. Here, we also have a if statement combined with the else part, which is called as else if. So here, there is an if condition within our else statement also. So as you can see on this image, there are two parts where if the else if condition is true, then the program will execute properly. But if it is false, then the no part will be executed. If it is getting complex for you, I will take a short example and explain you. First, we will see the syntax of it, followed by an example. Now, we will first see the syntax of it. So, here is the syntax of the if else if part. Now, first, as always, we have a if condition. If it is true, then this body will be executed. The body of the if will be executed. If it is not true, which is if it is false, then we will move on to the else part. But here is a twist, that we again have a if condition attached to the else part. Now we will again check this if condition. This is condition number A and this is condition number B. If this condition is true, then the program will execute this body. And if this condition is also false, then we will move on to the next part, which is the else body. And this body will only execute if this condition, which is the condition B, is false. So here is a short example on if else portion. So I have prepared a code in which I will be showing you the example of it. Here, first we will declare a number which will store a user input. We have asked to enter a number from the user. Then we will scan the number with the scanf function and store in the num variable. After that, we will check if the number is greater than 0, then print that the number is positive. Else, if the number is less than 0, the number is negative. Else, if the number is not even less than 0, then we will print the number is 0. Okay, so first we have checked the condition A, which is if the number is greater than 0. Then we will check our second condition. If this condition is false, that if number is less than 0, then even if this condition is also false, then we will conclude to our next statement, which is the else part, which states that the number is 0. Now we will execute this. First we will give the user input, and then we are getting the expected output. So here I am entering a number. For example, I am entering 15. Okay, so now first here it will check whether the number is greater than 0. Yes, the number is greater than 0. Therefore, the program has stopped executing further and it has printed that the number is positive. I will re-execute again with some different number. For example, I am taking the number as -1. Then they have printed the number is negative, because first we will check whether the number is greater than 0. No, it is not greater than 0. Then we will come to our second condition, which will check whether the number is less than 0. Yes, the number which is -1 is lesser than 0, then the number is negative. Now we will take another example also. Now we are going to take the number as 0, and now let's see what's the result. See, now it is printed that the number is 0. First it will check whether the number is greater than 0. No. Then whether the number is less than 0. No. So else the number is 0. Now we will move to our next part, which is the nested if statement. I think that you have understood what it is by just knowing its name. The nested if statement is a statement in which we have if statement inside another if and so on. It allows for more complex decision making by checking multiple conditions in a hierarchical manner. So here you can see there is an if statement followed by another if statement and an else body inside it, and then followed by an else part which also have an if else body in it. So now let's see an example on it. So here is an example of the nested if statement. In this we have declared two variables. The first is age, which is of integer data type, and the second is gender, which is of the character data type. First we have asked the user to enter the age, then we have asked him to enter the gender. Now first we will check whether the entered age is greater than or equal to 18. If it is true, then we will print that you are eligible to vote. Now it will check another condition. If the gender is M, then you are eligible for military services. Else if it will check now another condition. If the gender is F, which is female, then you are eligible for certain benefits. Else if it is neither M nor F, then invalid gender input. Now this scope is completed. Now we are going to the else part of the main if portion. Here, if the age is not equal to 18, then this part will be executing. So here we are printing that if your age is not greater than or equal to 18, you are not eligible to vote. Now let's see the execution of this code. So now here we are going to enter the age. For example, I am entering the age as 18. Now the gender. Now it is printed you are eligible to vote. As you can see here, first it will print you are eligible to vote, followed by if the gender is male, then you are eligible for military services. If I would have entered F, then it would have printed you're eligible for certain benefits, which is this statement. And if I had entered an age which is not equal to 18 or greater than 18, then this statement, which is you're not eligible to be voting, is to be printed.